Hey Grace family, and welcome back to our Midweek check-in. So I want to start off with a quick illustration. My wife and I were recently watching the movie Avengers Endgame. And if you don't know about that, it's a big superhero movie where like Captain America and Iron Man, they all come together. The state of the world and the universe is at hand. And throughout that, they adopt this motto of whatever it takes. So as things get hard and they push forward, they're trying to rescue and save everything, they keep repeating this motto of whatever it takes. And I think in a way, when we look back at last week, we talked about Philippians chapter 3 and we looked at verse 11. And part of what Paul says can be a motto that we could adopt for our life when he says, by any means possible. You know, we talked about this in light of glorification and that we know what is coming one day. And so no matter what we have to walk through or endure or experience here on this earth, that by any means possible, we may attain the resurrection from the dead. And so I just want to encourage you in that, maybe in different settings, maybe it's in your home with your family, or you're sitting around with your small group, or here on Sunday mornings, or just with your friends, if we adopt that motto, by any means possible. You know, when life gets hard and the trials hit, we can remind each other, by any means possible. Or if we have to go through suffering or persecution, we can remind each other, by any means possible. And behind that phrase, we know that no matter what we have to endure here on earth, the end is written, it is certain, it is with Him in His glory forever, and that beautiful picture of glorification that we talked about last Sunday. And so I want to just kind of read a verse this week that talks about that really well. It's actually, if you were to read the whole section of Scripture, it's great. It's 1 Peter chapter 1, read verses 3 through 9. But leading up to verse 6, it talks about our inheritance that is imperishable. And in 1 Peter chapter 1, verse 6 says this, "In this you rejoice, though now for a little while, if necessary, you have been grieved by various trials." And then verse 7 goes on to say, "So that the tested genuineness of your faith, more precious than gold that perishes though it is tested by fire, may be found to result in praise and glory and honor at the revelation of Jesus Christ." So this whole section just mirrors so well what we talked about last week, that we get to rejoice in an inheritance that is imperishable, even though we're going to have to go through trials. And so I just want to encourage you to adopt that motto, by any means possible. You know, I'm joyfully accepting the providence of God no matter what I have to go through on earth, that by any means possible, I'll go through it because I know in the end it is written, and you will bring us all home to completion in glorification with you forever. So church, just be reminded of that and encouraged in that this week. Looking ahead to this next Sunday, we're going to move forward. We're in Philippians chapter 3, verses 12 through 14, and it's got the idea and the theme of pressing on. So read that, study that, come ready to learn alongside of me as we meet here again Sunday. And in the meantime, live out that motto, by any means possible. And I'll look forward to seeing you back here Sunday morning, 9 a.m.